without you, baby. Better off without you, boy. I'm better off without you, baby. I'm better off without you, boy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the premiere edition of In the Spotlight, the podcast that allows us to look into the inner workings of our favorite internet celebrities and or influencers. And as always, this and other podcasts in the Jazzy Groove Rainy Day Podcast family are brought to you by the power of 5. If you like what we're doing, consider supporting the channel, and at the very least, hit the like button. You'll be glad you did. Also, I want to let you all know about our ongoing competition in which you can win a new laptop, a shiny HP EliteBook Z with Windows 11 pre-installed. And all you have to do to enter it is subscribe to the channel. And optionally, type in done when you're finished. Just let us know you've done it. We're going to know anyway, but it doesn't hurt. Shortly, we're going to have a raffle. We're going to announce the winner of the laptop. And we're then going to send the shiny laptop to the lucky user to use however they see fit. Hey, they might even want to watch a stream or two. Hint, hint, hint. So if you want to get in the competition, just subscribe to the channel. And optionally, type in done when you're finished. And with all that stuff out of the way, we're going to get into today's topic. And today's topic is one of my favorites, Myron Gaines of the Fresh Fit podcast, aka Fit. A lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, get upset with this guy because of his beliefs. Yes, they are controversial. Yes, he makes money from said controversy. Because like it or not, the number one motivator of a content creator in general, and a YouTuber in particular, is entertainment. You're not gonna watch it if you don't like it. It's that simple. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You're not hurting anybody's feelings. It is what it is. And because they don't like him, they tend to say things that aren't necessarily factual or correct or true. Again, it is what it is. And there are a lot of people who attribute such words as haters, misogynistic, racist, and all other things like that. Let's go into them one at a time, and then we'll support it with a video that I found, and then we'll really get into the weeds and see how it's working. Let's look at racist. As Myron himself has said on many separate occasions, he's an equal opportunity offender. He offends everyone. Primarily, I believe he does it for clicks. But I also believe that he does believe a lot of what he says. The biggest one, and that's the one we're going to get into today, is Myron says that blacks are the most racist people. Is that true? That's the only thing we're going to concern ourselves with today. Forget how you feel. We're going off facts. On its face. Actually, wait a minute. I'm going to do something, and we're going to read it off in real time, just so that we can get a general idea of what's going on here. Let's check it. Racist. Adjective. Based on racial intolerance or discriminatory, especially on the basis of race or religion. Now, this is coming from WordNet, which is developed by Princeton University. So they have some clout. They have some weight and skin in the game. Now, based upon what I just read, based on racial intolerance or discriminatory, especially on the basis of race or religion, can blacks be racist? I would say yes. Now, are they the most racist of all? That is up for debate. And that's up for debate because a lot of people conflate racism with power. What do I mean by that? They think that you can't be racist if you have no power. Now, based upon the definition I just read, that's a lie. You can very much be racist and have no power. And based upon the definition of what I just read, blacks are racist. Disclaimer, everybody's racist. And I challenge anyone to go in the comments below and let me know I'm lying. And more to the point, and this is the point, explain why. And I hope people do, because I'm gonna dedicate an entire episode to the answers I get. Because for all I know, I could be wrong in this. And if I am, I'll be the first to admit it. I'm wrong. Okay, you got me. But I don't think I am. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to go over and shout out to Anton Daniels and the Bag Chasers for what they do for the community. And we're going to get into the whole thing about Myron Gaines stating that black people are the most racist people. Without any further ado, let's get over there and let's listen in.
That's wrong with them, so you have something to talk about.
Damn, hold on. Hold on really quick. But that's the whole point of awareness. That's all he's talking about. A lot of women are not as aware as they should be. Women need to be more aware.
We're going to be breaking into this a little bit, and I'm sorry if I do so. I'll put the link down below later to the whole podcast. You can listen to it straight through. But we stopped it because shout out to my friends at How to Survive a Podcast. I see problems right off the bat. And this is a people thing in general, and a woman thing in particular. The young lady Carmaya, who's down here in the lower right-hand side of your screen, she was trying to say something. Dalen here wasn't having any of it and was talking over her. Now, there are a lot of people who let that slide. I ain't the one. You come on my show, you ever talk to somebody, you're getting told, I'll be generous, you get 2 strikes. I'll warn you. I'll tell you if it continues, you'll be kicked off. You get kicked off. And there's no coming back from that. That should stop, I would say, 80 to 85% of that kind of talk off rip. And we're going to enforce it strictly and without prejudice. Or with extreme prejudice, take it as you will. I could care less. But I'm not going to have that. My shows are basically on to help people learn something. They'll entertain you along the way, but our primary goal is education, enlightenment. I can't enlighten you, I can't inform you if you don't understand what's going on. It's entertaining, but that shit gets real old real fast. And I'm not here for it. But I digress. Let's get back to the topic and the video.
What other people are seeing. I don't really have no things about Myron because there are things I've seen Myron do. I don't even want to, get into it. I'm just giving
Bullshit. They always do that. I'm not really into Myron. If you're not. And if you're not, you're not. But if I would say, if you're not, why does it bother you so? Why does it bother you so? It goes back to my most popular saying. If it doesn't affect you, keep it moving. There's no need to dwell on it. It doesn't affect you. It has no bearing in your day-to-day. If it has no bearing in your day-to-day, you're not going to sweat it. Oh, he did say something? Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying any attention. Next. But Dalen and his Kelly Corinne, and I would say Jazz and Jess to a lesser extent, are all triggered by him. All of them. And Anton also weighs in on it. So let's get back to it and see what it said.
you why people are outraged about it. I'm just giving you what I think or what I see and why people bite when he does this or why people fall for it because they are sensitive and they don't have to respond.
I wish people were more.
Let me say something.
Or more offended by what they're doing, opposed to somebody calling it out. That to me is the problem. We like to get mad at the person calling it out, but not at the person doing the action. It's like, why do we get so defensive about someone speaking facts? Like, if it's truth, it's just the truth. Like,
Don't hate the player, hate the game. There's a reason why that's a saying. There's a reason for that. And the reasoning is simple. People tend to get upset with how it's said. I didn't like his tone. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. But never the actual message. If it bothers you that much, then dislike the message. The messenger is immaterial at this point. He doesn't matter because it doesn't matter. And again, if it doesn't fit, if it doesn't apply to you, if it doesn't pertain to you, ignore it and keep it moving. I can't put it any simpler than that. Like the world famous Supreme Team once said in one of their hip hop records, if the show doesn't help you, change the station. Howard Stern said it many, many years ago. If enough of you tune me out, I'll go away. They're giving you the game. They're giving you cheat codes. And you still don't get it. Let's get back to it.
The truth that's why people, I think, act like that, because the truth hurts. When you hit people where it hurts and they feel like you're doing it because you want to, and feel like,
okay, wait. Let's get down to the brass tacks.
That's all.
Wait. So what do you want him to do? Be specific. Yeah. What exactly should he do?
Now we're getting into it. We're going to pay close attention to what is said next, because Anton just asked the question, how should he do it? So now he's no longer saying what's wrong. He's saying, okay, let's fix it. How are we going to solve for this problem? Let's see what's said.
He's doing right now. Like I just said, this is a good thing to talk about in the internet world. You're always going to get people to respond and talk about it. He's doing it. I'm not on no position of I'm offended by Myron, because I'm not. I'm saying that I acknowledge the conversations that he has, particularly around women and Black women, because it's a successful monetizing conversation for him.
They love to throw that around too. They're making money off it. So they are. And in other news, the sun is hot, water's wet, and people are stupid. So what? I'm going to fire up something that I haven't played this in a while. And I mean a good while. Okay. We're set. It is what it is. Let's get back to it.
That's all.
But he doesn't limit it to Black women. Black women are the ones that goes to everybody. They're the ones that get the most offended. But I guess my point is that I'm just curious, because it's like, y'all don't know what the problem is.
Everything he said was true, and I think that's
what I'm talking about.
Dalen just said everything he said was true. If everything he said was true, then why in the name of decency do you care? What's your pushback? If I told you the sky is blue, And you said, yeah, that's true. That's the end of the conversation. Nothing else needs to be said. The sky is indeed blue. So, what's your pushback? There isn't any. Not if you have two brain cells to rub together. There's nothing to be said. There's no debate. There's no contention. Nothing. It's a stated fact. Up and until, excuse me, up and until enough data is introduced to change perception. Then and only then will it change. It is what it is. Let's get back to it.
Like self-aware, the fixing it and all of that. People don't know what the problem is by this point. People don't want to fix the problem. I look at women. It's so funny because I see women taking advice of other women that's dumb as fuck. I looked at a video that somebody sent me the other day, and the chick was like, the most empowering thing that a woman can do is become a single mother. And I was like, what?
I saw that clip.
What? What? Are you kidding me? That is, in and of itself, the absolute worst bit of advice you could ever give anybody. I wouldn't give my worst enemy that kind of advice. It is statistically proven that the opposite is true. Children who are raised in single parent father households come out way better statistically than people in single mother households. And again, and I hate to say this because some people are too stupid to realize it. But that statement doesn't apply to everybody. If it doesn't apply to you, keep it moving. Take your butthurt feelings someplace else. Because they're not needed, wanted, or appreciated here. Let's get back to it before I say something. I don't know. Let's get back to it.
Oh, you seen that? You seen that? That shit is so fucking dumb. And the worst part about it is, not only is the video getting a lot of traction and support from women, black women in particular, because it was a black woman that said it. Man, if you go through those comments, and I'm like, this is the dumbest shit. So now when we look at y'all and we say, look at how dumb women are acting, specifically black women, I have reference material to point to and say, look at them. Look at them. What's wrong with them?
Wait,
How can
Anton.
they do that? Now, people will sit there and say to me, well, Anton, you shouldn't say that because you got a black wife or you got a black daughter. No, my wife, my daughter, my women that's around me, Q, all of the people that's on the panel, they don't act like that. They don't think like that. So they not offended. They looking at the shit too like, what is wrong with them?
There it is. There it is. There it is. If it doesn't apply to you, ignore it. It doesn't get any simpler, people. It gets no simpler. And yet somebody somewhere is going to disagree with me. And that's fine. You're entitled to that. You feel a different way? You feel a different way. More power to you. Doesn't make any difference though, because it doesn't change anything. Let's get back.
What is wrong with them?
They weren't an immigrant though, right? He wasn't an immigrant.
Let me tell y'all what the solution is. I don't even think the solution is that y'all need to hold each other accountable. I think y'all need to completely divest yourselves against the raggedy ones. Y'all have to separate yourself. You have to make it very, very clear that those are not my people just because they black and just because they a woman. If you don't separate yourself, you are always going to be automatically stereotyped. And there is multiple different ways in which you can separate yourself.
I find no flaw or fault in his logic whatsoever. The best way, and this goes back to what I'm saying. Let me big screen. The best way to get away from that is to do the same thing I do, and it's the way I think, and it saved my butt on more times than I care to think about. It doesn't affect me if I'm not there. So if you as a black woman don't want to be tarred with the same brush that everybody else is, if you don't want to prove the stereotype right, stay away from it. Those aren't my people. Chris Rock said it best. There are blacks and there are niggas. And I love blacks and hate niggas. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm not a nigga. I don't care. Am I black? Yes. Am I a nigga? No. And yet, of course, there will always be people out there who conflate the two, and that's on them. I can't change them. So I'm not going to. I'm not even going to try at this point. There are too many other things that I can do with my time and make more productive use of that time than trying to change a knucklehead and sway their thinking from one way to another. If you're racist, you're racist. If you're a white person who thinks you're better than a black person, that's on you. And the other side is just as true. Because here's an uncomfortable truth. Shout out to that podcast. We all need each other. That's the truth no one wants you to hear. And that is the truth. It's not a truth. It's not my truth. It's not your truth. It's not his truth. It's not her truth. It's not our truth. It's not their truth. It is the truth. We all need each other. Because we're all interconnected. One thing touches everything else. And everything touches everything else. Again, it is what it is. Let's get back to it.
You don't have to hold them accountable. You ain't got to try to wrangle them in, because a rat is going to be a rat. It's going to be a rat. It just is what it is. But I think it is very important for y'all to truly say, Black people in general, women in general, men in general, we need to start separating ourselves from the trash. If you don't, and if you are easily offended because you keep on grouping yourself in with the piece of shit they keep embarrassing you, then what do you think is going to happen? I'm never offended because I don't fit the stereotype of what people would say is Black fatigue. It is trash. I don't commit crime. I'm not out here having children out of wedlock. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, doing ghetto shit. I'm not supposed to. I seen a story where the dude was supposed to be the lawnmower man. The nigga threw a party at somebody's crib. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying?
Again, I find no fault or flaw in his logic. Divest yourself of that attitude. Divest yourself of that behavior. It's the only way to win. And let me be honest with you guys and really, really talk to you. It pains me to say that.
I'm not on the car.
It pains me to have to divest myself of others of my kind. But there's only so much you can do before you finally say enough is enough. Reminds me of a saying, you got a child who wants to touch a hot stove. And your parent goes, don't touch the stove, it's hot, you're going to burn yourself. Ah! That's what's going to happen. You burn yourself because you didn't listen to the parent. I'm taking it one step beyond that. The minute the parent says don't touch, I'm not touching. Because for them to tell me not to touch it, something is wrong with that picture. They're warning me about something, and they're telling me these things because I need to know. Let's get back to it.
Carnival cruise fighting. I separate myself from the bullshit. I don't appear in places where degeneracy operate. Now, you can call me a sellout if you want to, but I'm nice and free, and I do the things that's conducive for the community, and usually that's what happens. Insult.
Call me what you want. One thing you won't call me is incarcerated. It is what it is. Call me what you want. But you won't call me a convict. Again, it is what it is. You can say what you want, but I'm going home. To my loving wife, my beautiful children, and my nice, cozy, warm bed. So miss me with that nonsense. Miss me with all of it. Now going back to Mr. Gaines. Nothing that he says on any of his podcasts, I can honestly say it's true. And I have fact checked quite a bit of them. Let's go back to the big screen. What he says is, as I said in the beginning of the podcast, this is what it is. This is today's modern dating landscape. We're not going backwards. Not happening. No matter how much I would like it to, it's not going to happen. So with that in mind, this is the way that you as a man should be conducting yourself to optimize the positive outcomes of the interactions. Which is a really fancy way of saying, stay away from those girls. And I'm going to tell you why he says that. He says that because once you do what he says to do, get your money up, get some game, get some swagger, get a nice car, get a nice house, stay fit, be on point and in your purpose. Once you do that, the women come as a byproduct of it. You don't have to look for them anymore. They find you, and that's the way you want it. That is the way you want it. Don't go chasing them. Which is why I've always said, and this is on another show that I've done, never let them see you sweat. You can be cold crushing on a female. Everything that you want. She's it. She's her. She's the one. Never let her see you say that. Never pine for someone. Never chase them. Never let them see you sweat. Excuse me. You're going to, but that doesn't mean that you have to show people that. It's in your best interest for them not to know. I remember growing up in New Jersey, and there was this girl. Everybody liked her. She was pretty, pleasing on the eyes, easy, soft demeanor. She's a wonderful person. And we'd be talking about stuff, and she asked me, "Do you think I'm pretty?" In my brain, yeah, I do. I think you're wonderful. I would love to talk to you. Out my mouth, you're right. Did I get her? No. Did I want to get her? Probably. I'll be honest. Probably. If she offered herself to me, I wouldn't have said no. But I wasn't going to let her see me sweat her. There was another time I was living in another part of New Jersey, and a bunch of us were out, and this girl was talking, and somehow it got to liking her. And my friend says to her, "Don't worry about it. We'll sweat you." And I turned to him and said, "No, we won't. And don't you do that." Did he get the message? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. But the point was this. If you don't show interest, you tend to make yourself mysterious. And women love a good mystery. That's why they eat up all those mystery novels and romance novels. They are intrigued by the thought of not knowing what they're looking at. Now, this is women in general. Again, this doesn't have to do, or am I saying everyone does? Because there are some that don't. But for the most part, they do. They want to see, they want to uncover a mystery. Put it that way. So that is a spotlight on Mr. Gaines. The video in question is 3 hours, 9 minutes, and 55 seconds in length. I'll put the link below in the comment section. In the description section, sorry. For browsing when you see fit. You can watch the whole thing. No interruptions, nothing. And this is what I want you to do for me. This is your homework assignment from me to you. Watch the video. Preferably the whole thing, but watch a good portion of it. Really understand it. You may have to watch it again. Do so. But understand what they're talking about. And then in the comments below, let me know what you think. Does Mr. Gaines have a bad rap? Is this hatred and criticism justified? And most importantly, why? And with that, we come to the end of another one. If you happen to find yourself watching, you made it this far, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to give you another point of view for your daily consumption. Please remember that we operate here in the power of 5. Like, comment, subscribe, notify, share. While all 5 actions are optimal, at the very least, hit the like button. It takes a second of your time and goes a long way to helping us bring more and better content to you and people like you. And with that being said, this is OBJ saying, thank you once again for watching. Take care of one another. Do better. And I'll see you in the next one.
I'm better off without you, baby. I'm better off without you, boy.